I can literally accept the boner. I do belly rubs privately. I do belly rubs privately. I can literally accept the boner. I can literally accept the boner. I do belly rubs privately. I can literally accept the boner.
Good evening, Nerdvengers, Brokevengers, and visitors to the tower. You've stumbled onto floor 8 of Nerdvengers Tower, and you made it all the way to debate 8. And welcome tonight. We have a interesting one, to say the least, tonight. Myself and the two gentlemen I'm bringing on in a minute, Lavis and Ryan, are going to be here with me tonight talking. Al's living rent free in my head, I think. Gonna be here talking the best episode of WandaVision. That's right. All right, let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. Right. It is. I don't know. I feel like I have to do a preference, or not preference, a preface for tonight. Look, it's totally cool. Any opinion that you have about WandaVision, that's what being a Nerdvenger or Brokevenger, or really a part of the Den, is all about. It's about having your own opinion about the show. I do gotta say though, tonight is gonna lean a little more on the enjoyment side of the show. I'm at the end of the day, Debate 8 was created. I created the show to celebrate what we love about movies and television, and the concept of the show that you're about to do tonight is voting on your favorites. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to be voting on our favorite episodes of WandaVision. Obviously, some are not going to make it through. We're going to find out exactly which ones will and which ones won't. But to do it with me tonight, the man Lavis and the cowboy himself.
That is right.
Ryan, gentlemen, welcome to WandaVision night. I would say a couple weeks ago, we thought tonight was going to be slightly different, but it's still going to be extremely fun nonetheless, because I think at least the trio of us here can pull out a lot of really fun moments that the show had throughout the entire season.
With it being WandaVision and stuff, and this being my first debate 8, I'm going up against a salty veteran to my left over there. So I figured I'd make sure Al was with me in spirit. So I brought, I just got back from Nashville, so I got the hat on. So Al's here.
Yeah,
in our hearts.
You're looking good. You're looking good
in our hearts. Very much so.
Al certainly talking smack to me, saying that I was afraid to bring him on tonight, which is untrue, which is false and blasphemous and lies and slander. I would just rather have you two here than Al, which is pretty much what I will say.
Doesn't sound any better.
Let's do a quick general feeling on the show. You don't have to like go into a whole thing, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how was the whole season for you? We'll start with Lavis.
For me, I pretty much settled on it being about a 7.5, and that's with understanding. Still 7.5. I understand they had to change a few things. I figured that was the case, but you know, I still feel like perhaps they could have came up with a little better way to end it. Some of the things were a little too obvious, and they use that as like complete pivot points, as if they were not. So it wasn't the complete best, but it wasn't the worst either. I think 7.5 is actually pretty fair.
Okay, fair, definitely. Ryan, what do you grade this?
I would give it. Initially I agree with kind of how everyone was feeling. I did a good binge watch, and it kind of changed my perception of the show a little bit. Once you go through it one after the other, it definitely flies better, feels better. So I gave it I would say 7.5 is accurate. 8. I'd give it an 8.
Okay, yeah, I'm like right there with you. I think my initial was like 8.5. I wasn't like super high. I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but I really did enjoy it. I've lowered it a little. I think I'm in like that 7.5, 8 range. I did rewatch a lot of it for tonight. Some of the things I didn't like fell a little bit, and some of the things I liked really went high up for me. So I'm kind of right there with you guys. All right. Now, for those who are new here, those who have never seen the show before, what we do is we throw everything into a bracket, and you guys are going to vote tonight live here to decide which episode is going to be the best. And this is, we took a poll of all the EPs in the den and get their feelings on what episodes were the best, and this is the bracket that we came up with. The number 1 overall seed, the episode 4, is going to go up against the number 8 seed of episode 1 and 2. We combine those together so we can get all episodes on this bracket, and plus as Ryan and Lavis dictated, they did air on the same night or same day, so might as well throw them in as one back to back. Then we got the number 4 seed, episode 7, going up against the number 5 seed, episode 9. We got the number 3 seed, episode 6, going up against the number 6 seed, episode 5. My head hurts already with these numbers. The number 2 seed, episode 8, going up against the number 7 seed, episode 3. All right. If that didn't give you a headache, I don't know what will. Let's just actually debate. We'll see some pictures here.
Ooh, yeah, keep that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, okay, well, we'll get to you in a second there, Urban Cowboy. Let's talk here. We got episode 4 going up against episode 1 and 2, and actually we're gonna start with Lavis on this one, my man Lavis. How do you feel about episode 4 going up against episode 1 and 2?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a no-brainer, to be completely honest. I know a lot of people have their taste for the black and white. Everybody was enjoying the nostalgia of being able to see Wanda, and I think she killed it, playing the whole 1950s through 60s housewife and trying to get her life started. And it was kind of cool how they introduced some of the characters in episode 1 and the premise of the idea, and then how they kind of follow up with it in episode 2, showing that she's trying to continue some kind of life and not trying to bother anybody. She didn't have any intent of hurting people. But by episode 2, some people in there were like, I don't know if I believe you. But in episode 4, not only do we get, we already been past the fact that she's had her children, that in this one we get the first look into the Shield's point of view, the outside point of view, and everything that's going on, and getting some of our suspicions confirmed. And the excitement that you get out of episode 4 of seeing how things kind of unfolded, you get to see what happened or how things were going when people got blicked back in. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go with episode 4 over 1 and 2. I mean, 1 and 2 were really great episodes that you get to see how the MCU was gonna handle somebody with powers back in that time period, it was kind of nice seeing those stories. But I believe episode 4, everybody was doing exactly what Jimmy Woo was doing and had their little whiteboards out and trying to piece this thing together. And there was a lot of excitement by episode 4. So I'm going to have to go with that one.
All right, I like that pick. Ryan, we'll go to you next. Episode 4, episode 1 and 2. How do you feel about this matchup?
Well, look, we all know how great that blip scene was, but I think that was all episode 4 kind of really had going for it, was everything on the outside. You know, episodes 1 and 2, not that I loved them overall, but they had a lot going for them in this show. It was the first thing we saw in over a year. All the feels were there for it. There was nothing bad could happen yet. It was great. Black and white nostalgia. I felt like I was watching Nick at Night again with my mom and my dad. Come on. It was all the nostalgia. We got to see Deborah Jo Rupp as the greatest mother to ever be on television again. That's the best part. No? It was all about anticipation for me. So I think I'm going to go 1 and 2 for this one. It's tough.
Oh.
And look, I know. But
No.
Hey, somebody's got to show it some love.
It made me feel good. You know, there was just so many questions in the beginning, and that's where you won all your questions. That's what I've heard about good television writing. But what do I know? I'm just a guy in a cowboy hat.
Yeah, no,
this is true.
I think you both made some great points. I think the thing for me that knocks 1 and 2 down is actually episode 2. I absolutely love episode 1. I think it's one of the most truest to its decade counterpart that they did in the entire show. I don't. Maybe it was just because it was first out the gate, but man, it was like watching Dick Van Dyke. It really was. And you know, I guess the resident boomer in the room here can attribute to that since I watched Nick at Night when I was a kid. But I absolutely love episode 1. But episode 4 to me, that opening scene of everyone coming back from the blip. I mean, we hadn't really seen what that was before, and just seeing how, people were just coming back and lost, and the panic and the chaos. It was, and just people like showing up out of nowhere. And like, there's one section where like one woman was in the hospital bed, and then a dude just popped up right next to her. It was crazy. Like, just imagine being in that scenario. I don't know. That would have been unbelievable. So I think it does carry it forward. I do like the fact that like she tosses the whole scenario where she tosses Monica out. That was a great sequence too. And yeah, I think I'll save some episode 4 because I think I don't know, call me crazy, I think episode 4 is probably gonna make it, but it's not up to us. And in fact, we are split here on the panel. It is up to you to decide which one is going to make it through. Let's start the poll. Let me just make sure that it's working, because sometimes Streamlabs can be a little bit of a pain. So
Can it though?
Just for you, brother. Just for you.
Just for me, always. Yeah. There we go. All right, it started up. All right. If you want to vote for episode 4 to move on to the next round, in the chat, I want you to type !vote 1. Okay? Just like you see it on the screen, there is a space between the word vote and the number. If you want episode 1 and 2 to move on to the next round, you want to do !vote 8. Just like you see it on the screen. Gentlemen, right off the gate, it is a blowout victory. It's going to take a lot of votes for 1 and 2 to come back.
Yeah, they're not necessarily wrong. I tried for it. I couldn't really. The toaster commercial in the first, like, we got those first 2 commercials. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, having that little bit, and that just led into more, theories and mystery going, trying to figure out what the hell was going on in this show. But yeah.
You want to know the biggest reason why I knew this episode was going to win? The number one reason.
Why is that?
Is it has color. Everybody loves that color.
They do. I don't know, man. I really do. I know it's not going to win, but I still love episode 1. Wife Jexter did a rewatch, not a rewatch. She watched it for the first time, and she binged it in one day yesterday.
It's the way to do it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know if you've. I'm sure many of you have already done the rewatch binge, but if you binge this show, it completely changes everything to me because you're not waiting and you kind of already know. So it was such a good watch. It was such a good watch.
Yeah, and you know what?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and the fact that we learned that like originally conceptually 1, 2, and 3 were supposed to be back to back in one shot. And now you can watch it that way and sort of you kind of see why they wanted to do that back to back. It would have been nice.
Yeah.
All right. 0 time is left on the clock. 72%. I'll round. Yeah, I'm gonna round down. 72%. Going to episode 4, Lavis. No surprise there, right?
Not really at all. I will say though, I did like episode 2 better than 1.
Really?
It was fun.
Really?
Yeah, I just felt it was fun. I liked Paul Bettany's acting and how he was when he ate the gum and he was drunk and the whole flourish. I don't know. I found myself smiling and not even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like usually you cognitively like, oh, I like that. You smile. I was just into it. So
yeah,
I did like 2 better than 1.
Very cool. All right, let's get on to the next matchup. We got Seed 4, episode 7 going up against Seed 5, episode 9. These are some really good episodes. I think this is going to be an interesting battle for sure. But usually the number 4 seed and the number 5 seed is one of the toughest matchups we have. So Ryan, you get the lucky draw here to start us off on this. Which way do you think you're going to go? Episode 7 or episode 9?
Look, now I'm going to conjure up, right? Because we're talking about witches. Yeah, my inner Al Schuler, and I'm going to speak my truth. God, it's episode 9. This finale, I know you think it was bad, little rough, I know, but I'm taking the finale, and I'm not doing it for Josh. I'm speaking my truth. I'm keeping it 100 here. That Vision fight was good. It was fun. The shifting through each other and grabbing each other, that stuff you want to see, like you wish you could see Superman do, but he's not that cool. Like I thought that fight was great. I know he hates that Matrix scene, but that was cool too. It made you think, and then now I'm thinking about this ship, and now I research ships. Like that whole story was awesome. Yeah, was the ending a little her with the runes? Okay, like sure. It didn't land beautifully, but it didn't crash either. I think everyone was freaking out a bit too much. And it left us, and we got to see more of Spectrum's powers. I think she was, you could see where they weren't maybe like what we were talking about with it being the pandemic, not giving it so much time to breathe and that happening. But yeah, definitely. And we got a funny boner joke, guys. Come on.
All right, let's throw it to Lavis here. Lavis, 7 or 9? I know that you were laughing here a little bit at Ryan. So, which way are you going?
I mean, okay. So let me break it down. Let me break it down for myself. We got episode 7. In episode 7, we pretty much get a couple of things disappointingly paid off. And I say disappointingly paid off because they paid them off, but they were very much disappointments. Everybody was making their first little bit of speculations about if we got Blue Marvel in episode 7, that could possibly be the contact. Would they actually tease Reed Richards? Just we didn't get either of those. You know what I'm saying? We got somebody who was probably a family friend, and the first bit of a misdirect from Monica Rambeau. And to be completely honest, that's one of the first things that stick out in this episode. But as the picture illustrates, we also get her trying to going into the hex on her own without the vehicle, which is kind of interesting because you would think that that large vehicle would have been able to push through, but whatever magic she put on it was like, nah, I'm gonna match. We're not gonna do this. But she was able to do it, and we get to see her kind of split and what kind of happens when you go through it. And you know, boom, she came out on the other end with some powers, which was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? We had you know, thickness with the Darcy up in it, and him and Vision, you know, releasing her. It was the clown episode is what I called it. You get the Agatha reveal, which is not even really a reveal. All right, so I'm done talking about that. So now episode 9, we got that dope Vision fight, and mixing with a little bit of logic, we get to watch Wanda and Agatha fight. We get to see the kids kind of get in the mix a little bit, and it's all completely dramatic when everybody comes together. You kind of worry about Wanda because you get to see Agatha kind of draining her powers, and it's like, yo, how's she gonna get out of this? But by the end of it, we see that she can learn on the fly. We see that Wanda herself is smart. Even though it was the one time she saw those runes, she was able to put it together and cast them and put the hex on Agatha. But I think the most thing that I liked out of episode 9 was that it was over. Okay, it was like the whole thing's over now. Finally, we get past all the disappointments. We got the boner out of it. It's over. But that's not the thing I like about it most. The thing I like about it most is that at least at the end of it, they keep everybody talking, and they at least allude to the fact that she learned some more about that astral projection, and she's going to actually probably be more powerful than Doctor Strange, which makes us wonder where we're going to go into next. So ironically, I'm going to go with episode 9.
Wow.
I'll be honest.
That was the longest winded turn I've ever. Maybe you should have wrote for WandaVision. That was absolutely amazing.
I know what I'm doing, man. Smash that like.
I don't
look now that I mean episode 7 was good. We got the banger that was Agatha all along, topping charts, #1.
Yeah,
worldwide.
Yeah. Get that.
You know, this is definitely not an easy vote at all.
Nah.
At all.
Yeah.
But then again, you get that nice Sam Raimi, you know, end scene credit scene. Whew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta say, the end credit scenes really, I think, push it over for me. Episode 7 left me wanting more. I'm not saying that like I'm gonna vote episode 9 like all the way through, for sure. But I think in this matchup, episode 7 kind of left me wanting more. I liked the photon like transformation. I didn't love it. I kind of wanted more. I wanted more out of that, and it was okay. The Agatha reveal, again, I liked it. I didn't love it. I was shocked that people were so obsessed with the song, to be honest. So I don't know. I thought it was fine. I'm actually surprised that this, you guys, not necessarily you guys, but like some of the Den EPs voted episode 7 so high. But hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I think we got a clean sweep on this one, at least on the panel of episode 9. I'm very afraid to hit the start poll to see what happens. But we're gonna do it. All right. The poll is starting. If you want to vote for episode 7, vote 4 in the chat. If you want to vote episode 9, vote 5. Let me get to Jonathan Velasquez super chat. It says, damn, Linus needs to explain WandaVision to itself. Yeah, I mean, he does a good job. I'm not going to talk out of turn about stuff that's going on behind the scenes, but Linus got some good ideas. I'll say that. Big CVW says, Ryan, fix your video, man. Yeah, we were trying for like 30 minutes. Leave the man alone.
Right.
Good Lord. You think I would allow this to go on if I could fix it?
Yeah, you probably would, though, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, I was saying.
That's true. I do hate you.
Only but so much perfection we can do.
Guys, episode 9 coming in strong. Look, I know that a lot of people didn't necessarily like the finale. However, even even on the morning stream, Josh did a poll to ask if people liked it, and the majority, you know, by a slim margin, but the majority of the people said that they liked it. So it's not overwhelming one or the other. I would say it's the definition of split, for sure. It's very close. But you know, there's a lot of people that liked it, and I think over time people are going to soften up on it.
Yeah.
And you know,
because they came out and said, you know, things didn't go the way that they really wanted it to go.
Right.
And, you know, you gotta understand. So what I'm honestly hoping is, okay, maybe this show was affected, but it didn't really affect anything else going forward. But I'm hoping that because they took the extra time to do Falcon and Winter Soldier, that is hopefully untouched.
Well, and
by
look, 2020. It's amazing to me the turnaround people have on Age of Ultron, which was universally panned basically when that came out, and through, you know, the MCU growing and taking bits from everything in the past, it makes you appreciate that movie more. Same thing's gonna happen. We're gonna be watching MCU for like 20 more years, so they're gonna pick out things of this to like highlight it, and you're gonna look back, I think, at one time and be like, oh, okay, all right.
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, this show in general is them going back and picking something and paying it back off, at least, because, you know, we didn't know what the hell was going on with WandaVision at the end of Endgame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What they did with his body, who got it, how they get it. I mean, we don't have those kind of answers, but we at least know where it went and where it goes from there. So
they even though there's a bunch of questions, I feel like they answered a lot. So we got episode 9 moving on to the next round, 68%, pretty handily. That's going to be a great next matchup in the second round. All right, guys, let's go to the next matchup, which is Seed 3, episode 6, going up against Seed 6, episode 5. The Halloween episode, the reveal of Pietro. This should be a good one. We'll go back to Lavis on this one. Lavis, how do you feel?
For this one, this is a no-brainer for me, because I'm just gonna come out and say it off top. I liked episode 6. Episode 6 was my episode, and it was my episode ever since my man Vision came down in his little old school costume. But when you first see him, my man looked like he about to go out and be a Harlem Globe nerd venger at first. Like he about to go slam dunking and saving lives in that costume that they fixed him up in. So immediately I wanted to see a little bit more of that. But you get to see Quicksilver play the uncle with the kids. They're breaking the fourth wall. It's just to me, an all-around great episode that's pretty fun. And you get to see Vision's reaction when he gets out of the hex. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is completely determined to get out of there. Agatha completely exit on. You get to see how Wanda's powers are affecting people on the edge of town. Kind of got them on a bit of a repeat. And you could definitely tell that they're in pain, and gives you a little more insight to what's going on. I think around this time, people were starting to speculate what Darcy's role was going to be in this. And to me, I think that was another one that was a little bit of a small letdown. She didn't really have too much of a big role. You don't even really see her too much after episode 7. But just episode 6, seeing, you know, even Wanda in her whole costume, I think that was just phenomenal. And in episode 5, I mean, it was a bit up and down for me in episode 5. And just the fact that we got the Evan Peters reveal, and the fact that it's the first bit of a troll for him to be the Fox X-Men, because it even says that in the description. You know, you see Pietro with the Fox X-Men version, and everybody's picking it up and running with it for it to actually pay off for it to be a boner of an idea. I don't know. Every time I look at it, that is just the thing that stands out for me for episode 5, and I really can't even say too much good about it. I think that the argument between Wanda and Vision was pretty good. She tried to shut the show down, and my man was not having it. He wanted answers, and that's the first bit that you get where they're like, yo, you know, when he frees up Norm and he's like, I need to save my sister. I think that's going to go somewhere. Nobody's really talking about that too much, but I think that means something later. But I mean, I think this one gives you a little too many questions in episode 5, and yeah, we'll leave it. Just too many questions for me. But yeah, episode 6 for me, man. That's where I'm going, and that's where the people will follow.
All right, well, we'll find out after Ryan lets us know. Ryan, episode 6 or episode 5? Where are you leaning?
Lavis, we got too many questions in episode 9. You're worried about questions in this show. What are you talking about? Definitely episode 5 for me. And I'm not even trying to troll Lavis on this, but we finally start to see Vision is very uneasy about the world that's being built, or he doesn't even know what's going on. That fight at the end with them was like powerful. Like when you get two great actors like that. And then there's so much love, and you see all this love between the two characters. And then the first time they ever get into a fight, even briefly, it brought a lot of oomph to it. I mean, Evan Peters being in this episode was probably like the least, it was the most exciting part of it. But, there was just so much stuff going on. That Lagos commercial, we finally start to really understand what's going on with these commercials. And then we have Jimmy Woo say one of the best lines in the whole show, which should be memed everywhere. That's an oversimplification of events, but yes, that's great. Banger all day. That should have been in the Agatha remix. But yeah, give me episode 5.
Yeah, I don't know. This one's really tough for me because I feel like both have weaknesses, but some really high strengths. I thought episode 6 started off super slow for me. I wasn't really feeling the Malcolm in the Middle stuff. It didn't really work for me. But the end where she explodes the hex was one of the highlights of the whole series for me. So I absolutely loved it. And yeah, I would say I agree with Ryan. Episode 5, the Pietro thing was cool. But unfortunately we kind of knew that, so it wasn't like a big as big of a shock that maybe a normie or somebody else would have had. But the Vision, almost going to blows with Vision and Wanda, that was incredible, and that was so super tense. So I don't know, I think the end of 6 edges it out for me personally. So I think I'm gonna lean for episode 6, but it's not about us, it's about you guys, and you guys are going to vote right now. You guys are going to decide if you want episode 3 or episode 6 for me, so or episode 5. So if you want to vote episode 6 exclamation vote 3, if you want episode 5 exclamation vote 6. Just follow the screen.
Too many numbers. There's too many numbers.
I know, man.
So this is how I rigged it.
Adam has no idea what's going on right now.
I'm just saying numbers at this point. We're trying to figure.
It'll get easier, man. It'll get easier.
Roz.
But yet again.
I know.
Episode 6
I
pulling
following
away.
Lavis. Roz Cellon says, I got called a Debbie Downer on Clubhouse for critiquing the finale / FEIGE. Glad Josh, Al, and other nerd vendors allow space for honest assessments, main. Yeah, I mean, look, that's what we try to do here, whether you like something or don't. Look, it's no secret. My opinion on this show is vastly different than Josh and Al. It is. It's vastly different. But but I love those guys, and we argue, but we argue with love, and as long as people don't have personal attacks on people,
I can literally accept the boner.
As long as that doesn't happen, then it's all cool, and that's what we do here. Mike Porter with the super chat, yo magic for me. Yeah, we haven't really even touched the commercials either. We'll probably get to that sooner or later.
That's gonna be the next thing for the next round. I'm saving those.
All right, 20 seconds left on the clock. Episode 6 pulling away. Ryan, are you shocked?
It's all right. Maybe that it wasn't as close, but I know I get it. The Spooktacular
was a good episode.
Was spookerific. So witches.
A lot of people wanted to go see Vision walk out them doors and slam dunk on some people.
Yeah,
you know
right.
My man came down. I thought he was going out. He was balling the whole time. And then he even hit you with the pose in it too.
Zero time left on the clock. Episode 6 with 60. Oh, we bumped up a couple. I gotta hold on. We bumped down a second. All right, so we got 70% of the vote now. Let me adjust that. We got last minute vote there. 70% of the vote. Moving on to the next round. All right, gentlemen, it is time for the final matchup of the first round. We got the number 2 overall seed, episode 8, going up against the number 7 seed, episode 3. Ryan, going with you to start this one, my man. Which way you leaning?
We're definitely, this should be a quick one. You know, it's definitely episode 8. Yeah. I think this is one of the best episodes of television, if we want to call it television, I've ever seen this year. It was amazing. I know it was a throwback in time. People were a little weird about that being so close to the finale and stuff, but the acting performances across the board, I don't want to say too much about it because let's go. You know,
you're saving the ammunition for the next round. I hear you. You. Lavis, are you in agreement? Are we going 8? Is this gonna be a blowout?
About to say this might be a little ironic for the people. I'll take a small bit of time to walk them through just a tad bit, but I mean, pretty much, I say episode 3, her face is pretty much our face by the end of this entire series, this entire season, however you want to look at it. That's pretty much our face. It's just like, really, bruh? That's what she's really saying when she got tossed out of there. But you know, episode 8, I'll have to honestly go with episode 8, just like my man Ryan, because I did like the walkthrough on it. I did like at least how they had her play up being Agatha, and you know, solidifying the fact that Wanda is actually the bigger villain in the end, honestly. So yeah, I'll save my big guns for later too, but I'm gonna go with episode 8.
No,
for sure.
I hear you. I'm not even gonna talk much either. I think this is gonna be easily the biggest blowout of the night. Even just looking at the chat just now, I don't think there was I think I saw maybe 1 3, maybe 2 3s. It is episode 8 all day, all night. Let's run this poll. I hate to run through this one so quick. I just feel like we'll be wasting our time crushing episode 3 right now. I don't want to bust out facts on episode 3 like that. I mean, it's not gonna happen. It's not fair. If you want to vote episode 8 exclamation vote 2, if you want to vote exclamation 7 episode 3 votes for 7 so far. Look, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's not that I think episode 3 was not good.
It wasn't bad. It's going up against a juggernaut. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
There was a lot of setup stuff, with the kids. Right. Agnes's scene with Herb was pretty good. It's the episode where Vision starts to understand things aren't quite what they seem.
Right.
But yeah, call it a filler episode, I guess.
It's only a filler episode if you look at it through the lens of how they aired it, right?
Sure.
If you really are supposed to watch 1, 2, and 3 in one sitting, then it gives it different light. I believe it really does. But as we originally saw it on the day, it did feel that way a little bit. It felt like it should have been included with the other 2. It's a shame. I would have honestly. I know that they said that they came out in that order because they needed more time. I almost would have rather them do 1, 2, and 3 and then wait 2 weeks.
Sure.
Oh man. Yeah, maybe, but I feel like the people would have rioted, man. We already had people that had anxiety just waiting a week. You put 2 weeks on them, man. They'd have been marching up to Feige's tower, dude.
I don't know because Star Wars has done that. They've done that they did that with Rebels. They did the Rebels season premiere, and then they waited like 3 weeks later until the show started. So they've done it before. I don't know. I think people would have been all right.
They might have done it before, Adam, but was it a good idea even then?
I mean, no one was rioting. No one was rioting. Is all.
It's Star Wars. I'm surprised. I doubt no one was rioting.
Oh, come on.
Star Wars.
No, everyone in the chat. Everyone knows in the chat that. Yes, I realize. Look, Okay, Rebels is a child show.
Even Mike
I know.
Porter
Look,
is
Nolan,
like, no,
Nolan
Adam.
Sorens. I know it's a child show. That's not the point.
See, a lot of people probably missed that.
It's
People were like,
child
"Hold up, that
show?
happened."
I
We
had the
would
people
have.
on my side. I just lost them all talking Rebels.
Look at them. Don't rush stuff. Signed, Cyberpunk 2077. See,
Terrible. All right. I should probably actually put it in the bracket. That would. Oh, what happened? Wait a second. That was weird.
did you break it?
No, I didn't hit go.
It's all the numbers. It's all the
It's
numbers.
Yeah,
it's
it is all the numbers.
So many numbers.
Hashtag
No
number
idea what
8.
he's doing.
I have no idea. All right, episode 8 did win though, so we're moving on. And almost chalk. But man, these last 4 are gonna be some crazy matchups. We have the number 1 seed episode 4 going up against the number 5 seed episode 9, number 3 seed episode 6 going up against the number 2 seed episode 8. Okay. Lavis, I don't envy you because you are going to be starting this one. Which way
Yeah, I
you
got
going?
lucky with that episode 8-1. Sorry there, brother.
Yeah, you did. Man. So this one is a little more. Do you think? I don't know. Do I really feel like this one's more difficult between episode 4 and episode 9? I mean, episode 4, like I said, so we're looking at it through our lens. We're kind of excited now because we get to actually figure some things out. For those of us, myself, who didn't know who was watching the screen or didn't want to speculate who was watching the screen, we got it paid off as being Darcy. So that was great. You get my man Jimmy Woo up in there doing his thing a little bit. You get to kind of speculate what he's going to turn out to be in episode 4. You get seeing Monica's little X-rays and the first illusion that something's going on with her. Of course, she's probably going to manifest some powers. Episode 4 was a good one. It had a lot of us. That was actually my PowerPoint episode on After Dark. Ironically, because there was a whole bunch of little Easter eggs in that one. So the episode 4 was good, but episode 9 was also still a banger though, in its own right, its own respect. Like I said, you get Vision versus Vision almost ripping off Wanda's head, and she's not even cognizant of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? She's thinking maybe he was reborn. She hadn't seen him since he got popped outside the hex. Then you get to see White Vision in the flesh. From the post-credit scene in episode 8, which I thought was pretty great. I think that's pretty much the big pull out of episode 9 when it really comes down to it. Besides what's going on with Wanda and her and Agatha fighting and going through the times a little bit. She took her back to the witch trials, but then you get to see her turn it back on her. Again, it's up and down, but man, if I really had to choose between these two, which I think I do, I'm still going to go episode 9.
I mean, that is why we're here.
Episode 9. I only said it that way because it rhymed.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go episode 9.
All right. Great.
Ryan got
This is
blipped.
tough. This is a very tough choice. When I did my brackets for this thing, I put them right next to each other, and I had episode 9 right under episode 4. Episode 4 is definitely the better episode here. It introduced Darcy, Jimmy. We got to see Monica and her backstory, who now is Monica and not Geraldine. That blip scene enlightened us to something that we only kind of saw in Spider-Man. Being able to see the chaos that was when everyone came back was wild. It was definitely probably top 3 scenes in the whole show, and one of the greatest scenes in Marvel history, maybe. Just putting it out there. I don't know. Cap with Mjolnir, the blip. It's great. I do love the fight scene in episode 9. I don't want to give anything away from episode 9. I thought it was a decent finale. So I can't really hate on anyone that votes for it. but I'm going episode 4 here. Tiana Paris was great. I think just having her in the show and in the whole MCU is going to do beautiful, beautiful things. Like, I thought she was great.
Yeah. Man, I love episode 4. I really do, but I feel like I like episode 9 a little better. Look, episode 9 is not my favorite on this list of everything that's left. But I feel
it's Josh's favorite.
Look, I think
do it for Josh.
Well, I think even Josh would pick 9 in this matchup because I know that he is really not a fan of Darcy and Jimmy Woo. Like, he's just not a fan. And you get a lot of them in this episode.
This is true.
And a lot of Hayward, too. And to me, honestly, personally, that's the weakest part of the show, which is why it bumps down to like a 7.75. Not that I'm not as over the top a little bit as some people on their acting skills, but I do think it was the lower part of the show. And even though there are some really nice things like the blip scene, which I think is one of those scenes where I think we will revisit if we ever really want to get that feeling of what the blip was like coming back. And the end with the matchup between Wanda throwing her out, great. And correct me if I'm wrong, episode 4 is where she has that trauma vision of Vision, right? I believe that was episode 4 where she sees him like dead for a split second.
They explain it at the end.
That was creepy.
They explain when she kicks Monica out toward the end of that one, actually. So
that was almost like a horror element, and it came out of nowhere. I loved that part. I gotta say, episode 9. Look, I know people don't like the boner stuff, but it doesn't bother me as much as it's like level of enjoyment, right? The boner stuff. Look, the Fox X-Men stuff sucks. Can I just say that? And I'm so glad that they're not part of this.
They destroyed my favorite.
Look,
villain.
I love Hugh Jackman. I love everything about it. I love certain people who, I love Professor X. I love Patrick Stewart as Professor X. I just don't want that tied at all. So I'm almost like relieved that it's not. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm going episode 9. We'll see. We'll see what the people have to say, though.
We shall see what the people think. It's up to you. You can do with it what you want.
Okay. This is it. How deep does the fandom go for episode 9? If you want to vote episode 4, exclamation vote 1. Man, this is the number 1 seed. Number 1 seed.
It is the number 1 seed.
Episode 9. Exclamation vote 5.
But the internet is good. It is a vengeful and right.
I think this one might be the first close one.
It could be.
Yes, this is definitely going to be close. I don't know what's going to happen. Mixed. Remember, if you're going to vote, do exclamation vote and then the number. There is a space. I'm seeing some things in the chat that people are not doing either the exclamation or the word vote or the space, and they're just throwing numbers. Make sure that you do it exactly like it is on the screen. Exclamation vote and then the number, or just look at the other people doing it in the chat and they're doing it right, guys. It's episode 4 is making a late comeback here. It's getting some late votes. I think now that I explained how to vote in more greater detail, we're getting a lot of ones coming in. I don't know.
That's right. You gotta do it for Monica Rambeau.
Look, guys,
and the Rambeau family.
We got 30 seconds.
We don't know what happened.
She's in the finale in the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
She's good. She's taking care of episode 9.
Wait, when Wife Jexter did her watch through, I was like, and she finished the series. I was like, man, what'd you think? What'd you think of when Wanda heard her voice, her kid's voice at the end? She didn't even know there was a post-credit scene. She watched the other one. I was like, no, there's a post credit scene. You gotta go all the way to the end. I wonder how many people haven't seen that and just saw the mid-credit one. It was just like, okay, I'm all done. I bet a lot of people, not people here. We watch. We know better.
Yeah, I see people trying to spam and vote more than once.
It don't matter.
Work like that, man.
Streamlabs will only take your vote once. You can change your vote, but
Oh, no.
but you can't vote more than once. Gentlemen, time is up, and with 60% of the vote, episode 9, the finale, moving on to the finals. I'm shocked and pleasantly surprised. I gotta say,
shocked and amazed.
shocked and amazed.
I am too. I thought,
Nope.
yeah.
I'm plugged into these streets, cuz.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn for this. This is gonna be a difficult one right here.
This one's gonna be tough. The number
Have
3
fun.
seed, episode 6, going up against the number 2 seed, episode 8. Ryan, it is gonna be your turn. Let me
Am I
unblip
getting
you.
all?
Yeah. I'm gonna unblip you. Hold on. Let me snap
People
you.
don't know, but we're actually fighting. We're fighting Mephisto.
Fighting.
know,
behind
right?
the scenes
Oh,
right
why
now.
we bring it up?
There you go.
Ooh, look at that. My man Adam got the power.
Not like this, Mr. Stark.
He said he brought you into this world. He can
All
take
right.
you out.
That's right. Episode 6, episode 8. Which way are you going?
I mean, can't I just look at you and be like, come on, it's episode 8, guys. This isn't difficult.
Look me in my eyes.
Yes. Folks, you know which way to vote here. 6 is fun. It's can't be a holiday episode of a television show, guys. Woo! Right? But this episode 8, it's where all the heart is, the meat. I know. You almost cried during episode 8. You know why? Because I almost cried. And I don't have a soul. It is a great episode. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I still think I need to save some for next round, because the finale is coming in with some heat. And I got to bring some more.
All right, Ryan's going episode 8. Lavis, episode 6 or episode 8. Which way are you going?
I mean, maybe this wasn't hard for Ryan, but this was hard for me because episode 6 is still, it's my favorite. Episode 6 is my favorite. You get to see the first time of any kind of costume in this that relates to X-Men. You know what I'm saying? You get to see Quicksilver sign up on that end completely. You get to see little baby Speed finally get some powers in here. Wiccan's getting his powers. I mean, it just alludes to the future of the MCU because we know those are things that are coming back. We're getting those properties. It's my favorite. But I mean, episode 8, man, it tugged on some heartstrings for real. I don't know how many people I've spoken to about episode 8 that was outward like, yo, I actually shed a tear or two or a few when my girl Wanda broke down, when she finally realized she was honestly alone and had nothing left. Like, sit down to the point where my man Vision bought an empty house. Like, there was nothing even there. They done tore it down in the time that she came back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gotta hurt. Like, and plus, who took over that property in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got blipped, and then nobody was paying the mortgage on that. So you tear the house down? That almost don't make no sense. You figure that they would take the equity out. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with episode 8 again, man. I'm gonna go with 8 again. 6 is so good. It really is. But 6 didn't make nobody cry, man. Episode 8 had people in tears.
Guys,
And you got to see the cool magic. I think the colors and the magic, there's more to be had there.
The full reveal was in episode 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got to go with that.
So here's the thing. I'm with you guys. I'm totally on episode 8. I think not only was it an incredible episode of television, it was the best episode of the season. It's probably the one I'm going to go to and rewatch for MCU stuff down the road for sure. But I was watching the chat, and I'll be honest, I don't know that 8's going to win.
It's back and forth for what I'm seeing too. I'm watching it myself.
This is going to be a very close poll. So let's get it going. I want to see what you guys have to say. If you want to vote for episode 6, do exclamation vote 3. If you want to do episode 8, exclamation vote 2. I hope episode 8 makes it. It's everything I would have asked for from a Wanda origin story.
It from an MCU perspective, most of the time you're not looking to get feels. You're looking for explosions and cool action and awesome costumes, and this just kind of put the brakes on it. And you like, look, these characters, you know, they have a story, and this is hers. Especially, like, we didn't know she has one of the craziest stories in the comics that's all over the place, and you don't really know who she is or what she is. And this, still, you don't have that, but at least you know it gave you an idea of where she was coming from. And you know that there were some of those flashbacks that they'll get you.
Yeah, man. And they actually tied back from the first misdirect. And then directed you back to it again to be like, oh, hold up, that's not even the way it goes. It's not even the way it happened. What the hell? So, yeah, I mean, how they weave and bob in that one, it was something different, man. And it looks like the people.
Not as close as I thought, man. I guess a lot of the episode 6 shippers were chatting early, but then the lurkers came out to vote for sure, because episode 8, with 10 seconds left on the clock, is a commanding 75% of the vote. Not nearly as close as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, man. I told you, man. It's not about the tears, but it's about the tears. People were shedding tears.
They were
over episode 8. Episode 6 was just a lot of fun.
It was a fun.
It was a lot of
definitely fun. But again, I think you see this episode of television in the Emmys next year, which you can watch on Fanjecture next year or later this year.
I honestly, you do more plugging for my own channel than I remember to do. That's right. If you want to watch more Debate 8, we do it every Wednesday night on my channel, youtube.com/Fanjecture. Tomorrow, we're doing Disney 3D animated movies. That's right. Come vote for your favorite ones. Moana, Zootopia, Wreck-It Ralph, all those good ones. All right.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Watch it.
Frozen 2.
No, Frozen 2 didn't make it. I'm pissed.
God.
I'm pissed about it. Didn't make it. All right. Whew. The number 5 overall seed, the finale, the controversial one, episode 9, makes it to the finals. Goes up against the number 2 overall seed of episode 8. Usually, the last couple episodes are some of the people's most favorite of the season, and to no surprise, they are here in the finals tonight. Lavis, we start with you. Which one do you go with? This is tough. This is real tough.
Yeah, this is very tough. I mean, the explosive ending of episode 9 was pretty much where they saved all that action for it, people were looking for. They gave it to you in there. You got my man Hayward with a big, I'm gonna lead off with this, a big WTF moment. My man looks at the kids trying to help and save Wanda, of course, their mother, and my man pulls out a gun and unloads on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, to me, just to see that, even though you knew, no harm was going to happen to him. Nobody really predicted Monica jumping out of nowhere. You figured maybe Wiccan would have taken all that over, or Speed would have slowed things down and picked up all the bullets, something. But just the fact that my man pulled out a gun and aimed at some children and shot at them, you would think Disney was going to be like, nah, we can't have that. But it was like green light on that. Big WTF on that one. But I mean, the post-credit scenes were amazing. We got some Easter eggs in there, possibly her being at Wundagore Mountain. We're finally going to see, or at least they're alluding to the fact that we're going to see Monica either show up on the sword base. So we'll probably get that. I mean, it's great. But episode 8, again, they took you through Wanda's life. You get to see her origin, and you get to see the fact that there's still a possibility that she can still be a mutant. They could play it either or, you know what I'm saying? She was forged by what we're thinking the big bad of Chthon is. We get a little bit of idea of what chaos magic is, and a little insight to her powers being unlocked by the Mind Stone. I think they did a phenomenal job of paying off a lot of the commercials that you saw. And believe it or not, like even that Magic one was paid off because it kind of shows that it's Agatha's plan from the episode 7 when that was even introduced, because she practically directed that episode, and she was planning on one way or another taking Wanda's magic from her, and you can kind of see that in episode 8 where they pay that off. I think again, you know, and that WTF in there with Hayward, with him practically lying. You see that he was lying about what she did with Vision, trying to say that she stole his body and she's a rogue. And you see that, you know, despite her immense grief, she decided to walk away and continue trying to find a way to cope and not harm anybody intentionally. You know what I'm saying? She was back and forth, but that wasn't really her intention. So again, I think I'm still going to stick with episode 8 because it was Agatha all along, and, you know, it was a banger, man. It was a banger.
All right, Ryan, final say, episode 9 or episode 8? Which way you leaning?
Guys, this is obviously an easy one. You guys can hear me, right?
Oh, yeah, we heard you.
Yeah. This isn't difficult at all, because what is grief if not love persevering?
And I'll back that up with, what is drip but sauce persevering?
I wasn't going to come back into the shot, but I thought it might be weird. But come on, guys. It was the greatest line I've ever heard. There, and like, you know, I didn't want to bring it out too soon. You don't want to, you know, you leave the secret weapon for the finale right there. Ooh. It's episode 8. For that line alone, it's episode 8.
Episode 8 is the reason why I watched this show. I loved everything else about this show. Well, not everything, but I loved a lot of the show. But episode 8 brought it home for me. Just seeing the origin story of Wanda through this lens was perfect. I'm so glad that we got this opportunity to have in a television moment a drawn out version of her origin, because in a movie it might have been too quick. Like if it was shoved into Age of Ultron, I think that would have been a complete disservice, and I'm so glad that we got it through this. Looking back at her family, that was honestly, like, I think my heart skipped a beat just because we knew that the Stark bomb was coming. Like we know that story, and we're all just like waiting for it. And as soon as it does, and it's like it just blows up the whole room. Oh my God, it was heartbreaking. It was devastating. And that we found out that she uses hex magic to stop the bomb, possibly. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm a sucker for Christmas Carol. So the whole, Christmas, past, present, and future. I love that stuff. So just going through the life cycles, it's so good. This is the episode that Emmys are born with, and that I think, and I know Al doesn't watch comic book stuff for the acting, but I do, and Elizabeth Olsen definitely doing it for me. What is so goddamn funny?
Watching everybody in the chat. I hit him with that. What is episode 9 but 8 persevering? And
excellent. I love it.
Did he really just do that?
I love it. That's so funny.
But also at the same time, if episode 9 wins, it's only to piss Joss off, but I still think it's hilarious too. So I
guess no matter what happens, the Denmark wins.
That's true.
Yes.
I heard something about Josh too.
I do Billy Ropes privately.
That's what I heard. It's a rumor. That's a rumor, though. That's just a rumor. That's just a rumor. All right. I think it's time to settle this debate one last time. If it's going to be episode 9, the finale, exclamation vote 5. Is it going to be episode 8, exclamation vote 2? It's time to decide All right.
The penultimate. Let's
I'm about
go.
to say, I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, there's so many fives. There's so many
if
fives.
It's hands down 5 because they say it gives Josh off. Dude, that is
it is all over the place. Honestly, there's a lot of 2s, but there's a lot of 5s. This is gonna definitely be close. And I honestly don't think these are troll votes. Because episode 9 is great. I'm very happy that it's in the finals.
Yes. I definitely thought it wasn't going to make it there. Again, that Vision fight is a lot cooler than I think everyone was so mad, and they were like, ah, with Vision, like White Vision leaving. It was I don't know. Like, I know that like some of the visuals were a little bit, like you could tell it was a TV budget for them.
Yeah.
But in the moment when you're watching them like shift through each other, it was so cool to watch.
This is entirely close.
I know, this is way too close. Remember, exclamation vote 5 or exclamation vote 2. Do it just like you see it on the screen. Make sure the exclamation is next to the word vote, and then there is a space in between the word vote and the number. You can only vote once. You can change your vote if you feel like it, but you only get one vote. Man. This is so close. 20 seconds left on the clock. Episode 8.
I saved my vote for the end as close as I could because I knew people. I know the people.
Couple late votes there. We got 10 seconds left. Episode 8. Hold it on. Hold it on to the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Oh man. That one of the look at this. A 49 to 51. That's the closest. I've been doing the show for a year. That's the closest.
What?
Oh, no!
Where did that happen? How did that?
What?
This is totally reminded me of my birthday last year.
Biggs.
Lecture day.
Biggs. Where's the hashtag? Give me that hashtag rig in the chat. I know you have it. I know it's there. I know it's there.
What are we hashtagging this
Whoa, Streamlabs with the last second votes. With the last second votes. Oh my God.
Somebody hacked it. Oh goodness.
Wow.
Man.
I was like ready to like punch it in. Episode 9, the finale. Somewhere Josh's head is exploding. Episode 9 voted in as your favorite episode.
Man, this grief is gonna last a long time.
Isn't it though? This may be the first honest divisive thing to happen in MCU history.
Oh my God. Let me
have people are going to be storming up to the steps of the tower after this one.
I can literally accept the boner.
Josh said it. He can literally accept the boner. Let me hit those super chats. Mike's Hawes, episode 8 corrects the biggest misstep of Age of Ultron by correcting Wanda origins and really opens the door for her to be labeled as a mutant. I agree. And only 48% of people agreed with you, though. Jonathan Velasquez, do you guys think they filmed episode 9 in the volume? No, I think they filmed it probably in Josh's head, like just living there rent free in his head, I think, for the rest of the time.
Man, I see people demanding a recount. This is funny. Goodness,
that was good.
52% of the vote.
I did not see that one coming.
What is Den of Nerds if not trolls persevering? Hashtag rigged. Look, man, episode 9 was the friends we made all along, as Heavy Spoiler says. So guys, I don't know what happened. So many late votes came in. That was great.
Man.
Shout out,
man! This is gonna be a fun show on here. I tell you that.
Right.
Let me tell you something, folks.
What is Streamlabs if not lag persevering? Hey. Put the goat on that one. That's it.
Lavis, Brian, woo. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. I appreciate all of you guys. What is Nerd Rage but episode 9 persevering? That's true.
Right.
Okay. The finale, the best episode. Yeah, I mean, we don't agree on this panel, but hey, the people have spoken. The people.
It wasn't far off for me, so I can't.
Right.
They have spoken.
I mean, that's still a win for me. My man Josh is gonna come back and be like, "What the hell, guys?"
Yeah.
I saw the results of that.
Mike Hawes in the chat said, "What are we doing next week?" Next week is a little bit up in the air for now, but I can tell you in 2 weeks we are going to be doing the top 8 moments of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is for sure what we will be doing.
Because Adam thinks there's going to be 8 good moments in that movie.
It's okay. I am very bullish on this movie. I cannot wait to see it. I don't care that some people saw half the movie already. It doesn't matter. I think it's good. I love Man of Steel. I enjoyed BVS even through all its flaws. So I am looking forward to this. And look, if there's a 4-hour movie and we can't come up with 8 good moments, then I will officially stand up and announce that it's a garbage movie. But I'm pretty sure we can come up with 8 things to talk about.
I think it'll be okay. I think you should be able to get 8.
Yeah, at the very least.
He already has. He was watching Tom and Jerry that night, weren't you?
No, I wish I knew about this. I definitely would have turned it on.
Me too.
I totally would have, but I missed it.
I don't even have HBO Max, but I'd have found a way.
Rob's got 2 weeks to get HBO Max, right?
Yep, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna order it and then cancel the subscription before they charge me.
Right after.
That's the way to do it.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. What a blast, guys! Catch Lavis on After Dark Thursday nights, afternoons, Saturday afternoon. Do you have any idea what you're talking about this week?
If I hazard to guess, I would say at least an element of it would be at least Falcon and Winter Soldier pre-games.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna try to get into that a little bit and maybe see what expectations are.
Oh,
not leaks or anything,
right?
Just expectations. You know what I'm saying? That'll probably be a part of it.
Very cool. Very cool.
We'll get there.
And Ryan, you want to tell people about the Discord?
Yeah, go join it. ! Discord in the chat, because now we're we love Streamlabs here, apparently, folks.
We're a Streamlabs channel now.
We're doing a bunch of cool stuff in it. The community's great. We got some giveaways. We have some fun games coming along. Lavis and I have been working real hard. Lavis has been working real hard to bring you some more fun stuff. So check it out.
Yeah, definitely, guys. It's a blast in there. Lavis has been doing a lot of work in there too. Get your birthdays in. Get the birthday bot going.
Yes, get those birthdays in.
And
love to see those birthdays.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much, man. I can't even. We're gonna be talking about this for weeks.
Aren't we?
Oh, I think we will.
Everybody, Nerd Vengers, Broke Vengers, visitors to the tower, thank you for hanging out tonight, talking WandaVision. This was a blast. We're gonna have to get some Debate 8 centric emojis. So I think we definitely need to do. I'll get Ryan to come up with a rigged one. Clearly, now that look. On my channel, youtube.com/fanjecture, we do Debate 8 every Wednesday night, and it's a common theme that the audience loves to call things rigged. It's completely with love in their hearts. I think it is. It's probably not. And I'm glad to see the tradition rolling over to the den of everyone believing everything is rigged. So it continues here as well. I absolutely love it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, everybody. Burn the tower, says Neil. Oh god, they're coming for us. I gotta stop the stream. I gotta get out of here. I'll go to the helipad and fly away. Good night, everybody. Make sure you check out tomorrow night, 10 Eastern, Darren's Danger Room with Darren and Josh. I don't know what they're talking about tomorrow, but probably how episode 9 is the greatest episode of WandaVision and MCU television ever known to man. Good night. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next week.